How cool is this t-shirt? I'm going to show you how we made it on this episode, but the most important thing is I'm going to show you just how easy it is to convert a printer and get going on sublimation today. I partnered with Hiipoo Sublimation inks to bring you this episode. We've got a giveaway, we've got DIYs, we're going to do a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be really exciting, so let's get started. So maybe you're saying to yourself, what is sublimation? I've never heard of this. Why is she talking about it? And some of you have maybe heard about it, but you're like, oh, it's just too complicated for me. And I am about to blow your mind because I'm going to show you just how easy it is to start with sublimation. It is super easy. And it's gotten easier because it was a little trickier to convert a printer a little while ago, but now that is not the case. Basically, I'm going to show you that setting up this printer for sublimation is no different than setting it up for regular printing. It's just going to really up your DIY and home decor game. You can even use this as a business. I have an Epson EcoTank 15,000. This is a much larger machine than most people would need to get started. I decided to go for the bigger machine just because I do a lot of home decor, and I just decided why not go for the one that can print on the big paper and do larger items. You can get started on sublimation on an EcoTank 2720, and it does need to be the EcoTank Epsons because of the ink situation, which I'll go into. It's just the easiest, most simple, economical way to do it rather than trying to convert any other printer. They do have sublimation printers. Those ones are much more pricey, so this is the most economical way to get into sublimation is by converting one of these. There are a couple of things you need to keep in mind before you start anything. First of all, I would highly recommend just getting a brand new printer. Once you convert it to sublimation, it needs to be dedicated for that. It cannot be used as your everyday printer, which is perfect if you do a lot of crafting, a lot of decor, or if you want to start a business sublimating products, which you could do very easily. I think it would be a really good side hustle or even a primary source of income, depending on how ambitious you are. Now, can you use an old EcoTank to sublimate on? And the answer is maybe. I'm not going to be focusing on that on mine just because I don't know that I would recommend it. But if you were to go to a garage sale or score one for free, or if you were to get an unbelievable deal on one that has been used as a regular printer, you can flush out the ink and try to clean it out really well and then convert it into a sublimation printer. But it could also not work, and so then you're out the cost of the machine and the ink. But if you were to find an amazing deal on one, then go for it. Well, I would try it for sure. If you were going to pay any sort of money for one, just start afresh. I have bought pretty much one of the bigger sized printers, but the steps that I'm going to be sharing with you pretty much work for even the smaller machines. There is one tiny difference, which I will show you in just a second. Other than that, the process is going to be the same. First thing is we've taken it out of the package. We took off all of the tape, all of the packaging, got rid of all of that. We've also gotten rid of the ink that comes in with the printer because we will not be using that ink at all. Don't load it into the machine because that will kind of defeat the purpose. Don't even plug it in. Just trust me, you need to have the ink in the machine before we plug it in. So I haven't even attached the cord. We're going to set that aside. So the biggest differences between my machine and the smaller ones is first, the paper size that it will print. The smaller machines will only just print the traditional 8.5 by 11. This is the Hiipoo brand sublimation paper. This will be sufficient for a lot of people. Now, my printer can print 13 by 19 inches. I feel like with home decor, there is going to be a need for me to use the larger size, but again, you don't have to go with the bigger size. It is about double the cost than just the smaller machine. So if you're not sure whether or not you want to get into sublimation, then you may want to keep that in mind. Let me show you the difference. Okay, so Hiipoo is the sponsor. I've done a lot of research and Hiipoo was the most talked about. It was really well reviewed, and this is the ink that I will be using all the time in this machine. They do recommend you picking an ink and sticking with the same brand. So do some research. I recommend Hiipoo. Okay, so I want to show you what you used to get in these conversion kits. Okay, so back when you first were converting, you'd get some ink that looks like this with the lids on it, and then you'd get a package of syringes, and you'd kind of put the syringe in here, suck it out, and then we'd open this up and kind of syringe it into place. Not the worst thing ever, not like super hard, but when I show you how much easier it's gotten, you're gonna be totally shocked. You can still do this process if you want. I'm gonna show you the easiest possible way. This is the new ink, okay? This is what it looks like. And as you can see, it looks almost identical to what's included in the box. Now we're gonna get rid of this because we are not using what came in the box, but this is how easy it is. We're gonna lift mine up. On the 2720 model, you don't have to lift that up. We just need to access our tanks, which are right there. Now I'm gonna just show you how easy this is. It does still come with gloves, which I'm going to use just in case, but honestly, this is way less messy, so you don't necessarily need to use these, but you know, let's keep our manicure pretty if we can. All right, so we've protected the manicure, and we are going to just do one color at a time. So we're going to start with a black. We're just going to unscrew the top, and then we are going to flip this over, push that down, and it's filling it. You don't want to squeeze it, you just let the gravity fill it up. I can hear that kind of dropping down into there. We'll get this next one ready to go. This one's empty. It didn't fill all the way full, but it filled it up pretty good. We'll close that one, and then we'll move on to the cyan, which is this blue color. We're gonna place it over the top and just let gravity do its job. And it looks full, so I'm gonna pull that off. We still have a little bit of left of that. And then we just keep going until we have all of the colors in. And what's nice is you can see just exactly how much ink you have left. You can really keep track of it, and you don't ever want it to get below the bottom line. So if you see that you're getting low, get some more Hiipoo ink and refill it. That is full. And then, I mean, seriously, how easy is that? I'm actually just going to store these right back in the package, except for the black, because we used all of the black up, and I'm going to store them in the box. Close that and close this. I mean, how easy was that, really? It is putting ink in the machine, super easy. It's the same process you would do if you bought this machine to do it as is. Okay, so from here, we're gonna just set this up as we would pretty much a normal printer. We're gonna plug it in, turn it on, align the print heads, follow the directions in the manual. I've got a plug right underneath here, so hang on one second. All right, it's plugged in. We can give this a go. Let's turn it on. So we're gonna start by setting this up. We're gonna go with English, USA. It wants to know daylight saving, so right now we're in summer, so I'm gonna hit that. And then the date time format, you can either do 12 hours or 24 if you want it on military time. Okay, and then it's processing. So we need to align the print heads, so we're gonna put some paper in this feeder right here. We're gonna slide this in, and we're using regular copy paper for this first time just because we don't wanna waste the sublimation paper. So from here, we're gonna just finish by following the directions. It wants us to confirm that we have filled it with ink, which we have done. And this next part is gonna take about 10 minutes, so I will pause it at this point and let it do its thing. Okay, so it's done with whatever it needed to do, and so now all we're going to do is adjust the print quality. You can see how it used kind of up some of the ink and it dropped the level down. You can go in and top it off if you'd like. I'm going to proceed because I think we're okay, but we are going to go ahead and we are going to move on to the print quality adjustment. So then we're going to go ahead and print. So we've got this, and we need to go through and select which one has the fewest streaks. I hope I'm doing a good job. We're gonna set up the backs later because we're not doing facts. Well, that was exciting. I need to get my eyes checked. That's what I learned. So we're gonna remove the rest of this regular copy paper. We won't be using that because we are gonna be switching to sublimation paper. But before we do that, we need to install the software. Now, it does come with a disc. My laptop doesn't have a disc, so we're gonna be doing it direct from Epson's website. In the instructions, it will tell you exactly what the website link is for your particular machine, and go ahead and install the software. So the next thing we're going to want to do is select our print preferences, and this is not going to be set in stone, so you can make adjustments as you need. So go down to the search bar and type in printer, and then click on that. Then scroll and find your Epson EcoTank printer and click on that. Then on the menu, make sure to select print preferences. Then you can select the portrait or landscape mode. I'm just going to leave it on portrait for now, but we can always go in and adjust this at the time of print. Then we need to put in our paper type, and we are going to select premium presentation paper matte. And then we're going to select the print quality, and we need to put that on high. Then we're gonna go click on more options, and down near the bottom there is an option to mirror the image. Go ahead and select this because virtually all of your sublimation images will need to be reversed, and it will automatically do it for you. And then hit OK, and then you are good to go. Well, that was pretty painless overall. It took less than 30 minutes to set up our printer, and it's good to go. We are ready to print. The first thing that I'm going to do is what everybody really wants to do with the sublimation, and that is a t-shirt. So I'm going to start with a t-shirt, and we are going to take some of our Hiipoo sublimation paper, and on this 8.5 by 11, like one side's kind of peachy, the other one's a bright white. We are going to load it into our machine. We are going to print our first image. I designed this one that has like flowers and kind of cheetah print on it, and it says strong, brave, powerful, which is what I'm all about on my channel. Powerful is definitely something that we're trying to be in everything that we do, in every aspect of life, worthy and loved. So I hope you like this image. As far as getting images, you can go to design bundles. There's stuff on Etsy. You could probably find something on Pinterest. If you really like to design, you can go to canva.com, or you can use Photoshop, depending on what you want to do. Designbundles.com is really handy because they have some that have commercial licensing. So if you want to buy the image and resell it, you can do that by just paying for the licensing. And there's lots of websites where you can get some free images and kind of design your own stuff. So let's go ahead and print it. And we're going to just trust that when we mirrored it on our print preferences, that it will print mirrored, so we don't need to double mirror it or it will end up coming out right side. You want it to come out printed reverse. And then it's going to come out looking something a little like this. Now you're looking at this going, wow, those colors are pretty dull and not vivid at all, and a little bit blasé. And I want you to know this is normal. For this first one, I also got a t-shirt press. I do have an easy press, and I'm going to use it on a couple of the other projects. And the t-shirt press actually has some other add-ons on it. You can press plates and hats and mugs and things like that. So it's really cool. And I'll link everything that I am using in my description box below. So if you're curious about it, you can go there. I'm going to have you meet me over at my brand new t-shirt press. We're going to use it for the very first time. We'll see how it goes. And then we're going to do a couple other DIYs, and I'll use my easy press as well. You cannot use a household iron. It just simply won't get hot enough. You need something a little bit with more of an industrial edge on it. And there's a lot of people who use convection ovens for tumblers and other things. So there are so many possibilities with sublimation. So let's start with a t-shirt, and then I'm going to put it on for the rest of the episode. Okay, so this is my first time using this heat press. I used one many moons ago in high school. At my high school job, I worked at a sporting goods store. I made lots of t-shirts. And I've made t-shirts on my Cricut with my Easy Press. This is a really cool machine here because you have a lot of attachments. You can do plates and mugs, and it's got a hat attachment. So you've got some flexibility with this. We're just going to use the t-shirt aspect, and it kind of swings out of the way, so we're going to swing it out of the way. You are going to need a polyester based t-shirt. Now this one I found off of Amazon, and I think it's like 94% polyester. Now you need at least 75% polyester. The first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to put it on here. Oh, that slides out so we can get it right on there nice and tight. And we are trying not to stretch it. We want it to be kind of nice and smooth. Make sure it's even on all sides and kind of smooth it out with our hands. And then I'm going to preheat it a little bit to get some of the moisture out. There's special heat paper that you can use. You can use butcher paper. I'm going to use regular copy paper, and I'm just going to set that like so across. And then we're gonna swing this back and push this back, and then we are gonna just do it for a few seconds. So we're gonna press down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then lift it. We should be ready to go. We are going to take our image, it's reversed, so we're going to put it face down, and then we're going to take some of this heat tape and tape it into place. We don't want it to move around, so we're going to use the tape to hold it into place. And then it's going to be 400 degrees for 40 seconds. I did make a little boo-boo, but I got lucky and it didn't cause any problems. You do need to put something in between, like underneath the shirt, as you're pressing it down to prevent leakage, but as you can see here, I'm okay. So we will do that the next time we make a t-shirt, and on the pillow that we're gonna be making here in a second, it worked out okay. But what do you think of this t-shirt? Let me know if this is something you want me to put in my shop or not. Next, we're going to be making some hand towels for my kitchen with an image I designed on Canva using an image I purchased off Design Bundles. I decided, since I was using a sheet of the sublimation paper, that I would just print 2 of them out, and then I cut them down. I'm going to press it this time around using my Cricut Easy Press. Then I'm going to do another one using my heat press and just compare to see if there's any difference in the finished product. Make sure to use the heat tape again, and then I just put another piece of paper over the top just in case there's any bleed through. And again, it's 40 seconds at 400 degrees. And here is our finished towel. And here is what it looks like next to the one we used doing the heat press. I bet you can't tell which is which. I know I can't. Now it's time to use our ginormous paper. I am very excited to try this out to create a pillow using one of the images in my Etsy shop. I'm going to use my heat press. We are going to take our pillow cover and slip a piece of paper inside to protect from bleeding. And then I do a quick pre-press to get out any wrinkles and moisture. Now this sheet of paper was so big, but I still taped it into place using the heat tape. And again, it is 40 seconds at 400 degrees. This project really blew me away and totally sold me on sublimation. I can't get over how professional it looks. You would never guess that this was handmade, and it's just so very satisfying to see something that I designed put on a pillow. I also decided to print it out on the largest capacity using the standard size paper, just to show you the difference of what the larger size is versus the smaller. For me, I am so happy I went with the larger size because of what I do. So here are the details about the giveaway. It's kind of 2 parts. The first part is Hiipoo has been so nice to provide an amazing prize of 6 sets of their sublimation ink. Awesome, right? And then $100 in sublimation blanks to get you started with. There will be a link for that in the description box below. And the second part of this giveaway, as of recording this video, I am just a few thousand subscribers away from hitting 200,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it. And I couldn't do that without you. And all you have to do to enter this portion of the giveaway is comment on this video, and the second I hit 200,000 subscribers, I will select a comment from this video at random and they will get a $200 gift card to Amazon to use as you please. You could put it towards your sublimation printer or whatever works for you. It's just my little way of saying thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. You have no idea how much it means to me. Now, don't forget to check out Hiipoo inks. I've linked them in the description box below, as well as all of the stuff that we've used on this episode. And if you enjoyed this episode, here's another one that I think you'll like as well. And if you haven't done so already, consider hitting that subscribe button right there. It's super easy to do. And I would love it if you joined the DIY Niner family. And to all of my DIY Niners, I just want to remind you that you are more powerful than you know. We'll see you next time. Bye.